Hello and welcome to Knit All the Yarn podcast. My name is Lisa and I live in Michigan with my husband and my kiddos. You can find me on Instagram and Ravelry as 72 Stitches. And this is episode 238. I got my coffee in my knitting Jedi mug. Pumpkin spice creamer. Yeah. And today is Friday, January 12th, 2024. And it is 8:58 a.m. I'm a little late this morning. This is my YouTube channel where I share my knitting, crocheting, cross stitch, whatever crafty thing I'm up to. Today, it is all knitting. Let's see, what else do I talk about? I'm a little late today because we are under a winter storm warning. Oh, I'll talk about this later, but winter decided to show up finally. And the kids do not have school today. Yeah, it was supposed to like start snowing like 11-ish a.m. and now it's like maybe 2, so they probably could have had school, but who knows? I don't know whether it might start at lunchtime. Who knows? But so I decided to sleep in a little bit, and that is why I'm late today. I will have my show notes right down there underneath the title. Click the word more, and everything should drop down for you. And I'll have everything down there that I talk about today. I'll have my whips, my finished objects, reading and watching. I'll have all the links to the bags, the yarns, the patterns, all that good stuff. I am hosting the Knit All the Scraps 2024 and Knit All the MKALs 2024 over in my Ravelry group. Those are both year-long knit-alongs that end December 31st. I have chatter threads open and finish objects, or thread open. The scraps, you guys are loving the Knit All the Scraps. There's a lot of stuff going on over there. I think there's a couple of FOs already. A lot of people are doing blankets and that makes me so happy. All right, I think that's my spiel. I do have some happy mail. I did get my Freckled Whimsy Clubs. I think it was Tuesday, Wednesday, but I'm not going to show them this week because I have a bunch. There's a lot over here from Happy Mail. I got spoiled. So I will show my Freckled Whimsy Clubs next week, so in case you haven't got it already. And then we can like spread out the yarn haul, because I think after next week, I might have a couple weeks without buying yarn because I'm trying to be good. So far, I'm good. I bought my Freckled Whimsy Clubs on the 1st. And my Yarnable got renewed on the 10th. And that's it. That's all I'm getting. Okay, I have 3 finished objects and 3 whips. One of these I didn't think I was going to finish, but I finished it yesterday. And I was like, ooh, bonus finish object. All right. One of them is a little bonkers. And I think 2 of them you didn't even see as whips. And they're done. And I got my shawl and my blanket. The shawl did not get a lot of work done. I was all like, I'm going to get section 2 done. No, it didn't happen. I worked on it one day. That seed stitch. It hurts my hands like crazy. I don't know what I'm going to do. Anyway, focus. Finish objects. Are you ready? Finish object number 1. Socks. I feel like I've already showed these, but maybe I'm having deja vu because I knit this yarn in November. I think I finished it. Socks for me. They don't match. These are for my mom for Christmas. This is pair number 2 for her. I like to do 4 pairs for her every Christmas. So I'm half done. This is West Yorkshire Spinners Nutcracker. All of my socks that I'm going to talk about today are 64 stitches, US 1.5, which is a 2.5 millimeter, Chiaogoo red lace 32-inch cord. I like to do magic loop, cuff down. The cuffs are 12 rows, minus one. One pair is 15 rows. 12 rows of 2x2 rib. And they are all vanilla socks on Magic Loop by Kay the Crazy Sock Lady. I will link the pattern down below for you. So, yep, these are from my mom. I believe I did 70 rows for the leg. I think. I like to do 70 and then like 70. That's like perfect. Yeah. And I think when I did these, yes, I did. I had one done. Maybe that's why I'm having deja vu, because I showed one on the blocker last week. I pulled from the outside of the ball when I started, and when I got to my heel flap, I pulled from the inside and did the heel flap, and then I went back from the outside so that the top doesn't get all wonky with the gusset. And so we have green, red, and gold. Green, red, and gold. Green, red, and gold. So so after the first sock, that was like a total accident, but then I tried to make sure that I did it with this one. So we have green, blue, and gold, green, blue, and gold, green, blue, and gold. So these are for her. She saw me working on the other ones. She's like, I like those. And I said, well, I like these too. These are mine. I'll make you a pair for Christmas next year. She was fine with that. And these, I'm really jealous. I have enough yarn to make myself a pair, and it's gonna happen. I don't know when. I was tempted to do it right after I finished these, and I'm like, I don't know, maybe I should like wait till like maybe like June or summertime, or whenever I'm feeling sad, because oh man, these socks. All right, you ready? These are the happiest socks ever. So I think I talked about on my last episode. I'm pretty sure I didn't have these cast on. Let me consult my show notes. Sometimes I don't remember. I'm like, maybe I had it all in a bag and I said I was going to cast it on. Yeah, because the only sock whip I had was the Nutcracker socks. So it must have been I had it in a bag and I showed you. But look at this. So these are 3 Scrappy self-stripings, and then I had a 50 gram of, I think that's a Hue Loco from the Glow Stick collection that I haven't used yet. Oh, look at these. So I did 15 rows of cuff on these ones. So from here to this dark reddish color, that is Night Owl Fibers Rereading Rainbow. I love that colorway. And from this pink all the way to this peach is Night Owl Fibers Monopoly. And then from this green to this green is Mustache Yarn Light Bright. And I don't know, I know this is a Hue Loco, I know it was the Glow Stick collection, I don't remember what the colorway name was, but I matched them. These are for Amy for her birthday. I'm a little jealous, but like I said, I have enough. This one I don't have a lot because this was a big repeat. I tried to do a repeat of each. So mine might look a little different. Might not have a lot of this, might have more of these colors in it. Like this Reading Rainbow, I didn't really use a lot. But not the Monopoly, I think was like 12 colors, and this was like 7. So mine might look a little different when I do it, but I have it all saved. I didn't put it away. I put them all together so that I will remember to make myself some of these because I must. And I think this year is the year of Scrappy matching Scrappy socks because I love these. Oh, I didn't talk about what I was wearing. Oops. let's pause for the finished objects. This is I think this was my first Mystery Knit Along by Stephen West. The Shellography, I think it was my first one. Oh, I love it. I love my colors so much. This is all Knit Pick Stroll. Black, white, ash, patina was the green, and then the hot pink is pucker. Oh. Love it. So that's out of the shawl vault. I haven't been. It's like, it always seems. I have my shifting chevrons. That is like, I'm wearing that every night in this winter because it's big and it's like a blanket. It's like a schlanket. But this one's a little bit smaller, so it's not as warm. But I decided that it needs to, you know, see the light of day every once in a while. All right, so that's what I'm wearing. All right, are you ready for the craziest thing ever? This item kept popping up in podcasts and Instagrams, and I'm like, I need to do that. I should do that. And then Kevin and Ray each made one, and I'm like, that's it. That's like the last straw. It's like, all right, I keep seeing these things. I have scraps. I could make one with scraps. So I did. This is my first knitted stuffed animal. If you follow me on Instagram, you already know what I'm talking about, but it's beautiful. All right, you ready? Come here. We'll do a little side. We'll just do a little side view. See what happens. Look what I made. I made a chicken. This is Henrietta, the chicken. Oh my word. So I have the pattern. I had a pattern page to my, back up. I have a link to the pattern, to my pattern page, project page, words, down below. So I'll have the pattern. This is the emotional support chicken. Oh my. She's made with all scraps. I used a US 7. I held 3 strands of fingering weight together because I think it's made for worsted. So I could have done 2, but you know, I wanted to use more. And she is stuffed with scraps. I posted a picture on Instagram of it half as I was like sewing the bottom piece on. It's not the greatest. The mattress stitch, I mean, she's a little puckery right here. But I think I did a pretty good job. It's a little puckery on the sides, but I don't care. She's beautiful. I love her. And she's totally made out of yarn except the safety eyes. I got plastic safety eyes, but I didn't want to use my daughter's polyfill because she likes to make the amigurumis, the crocheted stuffed animals. I've done so many of those. But I decided to knit. I mean, it was okay. It only took me like 2 days to make it. And I don't know if the pattern it was a little tricky for me, but I don't know if it was the pattern or if it was just me. It could have been just me. The head and the beak were the most difficult part for me. There's a lot of short rows in here, but she has a video on how she did the short rows, and the body was fine. Easy peasy, whatever. It was just that head and then sewing it together. There's a little crochet detail down the side here where you crochet these. You do these 2 parts and then you sew them together. Well, you crochet this together and then you sew it together. But oh my word. So she's got pink on this side and blue on this side. If I was thinking what I would have done, if both of my kids like love this thing, and I feel like my daughter's like, I want to make that, and I'm like, it's knitted, and she's like, oh. So I have a feeling I should probably make 2 more of these, but I don't know. Anyway, what I should have done was did the tail pieces white on both sides, and then do like Scrappy for this part so it looks like it's wearing a sweater, because that's what my kids say. It's like it's wearing a Scrappy sweater. So the reason why I hesitate of making 2 more is because I don't know if I have enough scraps to fill a whole 2 chickens. But anyway, so I filled it with scraps, and it is heavy. After I knit all the pieces, I weighed them. I had the bottom done. I weighed, and the wattle and the comb here, I weighed them all, and it was 170 grams. And then I stuffed it with yarn. And new rule for 2024, if I use the yarn in any way, shape, or form, it's gonna count towards my grams in and out. It's my rule. So after I stuffed it, it is 621 grams. So if anybody's looking to stash bust and you have a lot of this scrappy yarn, and you're like, these were like really small pieces, like maybe anywhere from like 4 to like 1 gram. I'm a hoarder with my scraps. I'm like, I can use that for something. And I've been sitting on, I think there was like 2.5 gallon sized Ziploc bags, and I used like 1.5 of those. So yeah, I think I have probably 1 left. I haven't really dug very deep, but I probably have enough to do another one. But I don't know, maybe if I do it, maybe I'll just, I was like super focused on this, and I didn't work on anything else for 2 days besides this, because I was like excited until I got to the head, and then sewing it together, I'm like, I'm not excited anymore. But I think I did pretty good. So there's Henrietta. I love her. I do have enough yarn to make a whole another one of these, like the outside part. Yeah, so I don't know. Tempting. But if I made them now, my kids are going to want them and not want to wait till Christmas. So I don't know, maybe I'll wait a little bit. But I've already done it, so I feel like maybe the second and third time will be easier. But I love my chicken. I also thought about, I'm not going to do it, but I also thought about taking it to jury duty with me to see, they might think I'm cuckoo and send me home, but then I'm afraid that they'll take her and throw her in the trash and they won't give her back. And I'm like, nope, can't have that. So here she is. Love her. I had a little poll on Instagram saying, help me name her. And I think like 8 to 10 people said Henrietta. So I'm like, that's it. I said that to my kids, and it's like, so far it looks like Henrietta is winning, and my daughter's like, that's what I was gonna say. So it was meant to be. Here she is. She sits and lives next to my chair. Yeah, she's my new knitting buddy. All right, that's all of my finished objects. Oh my. Okay, enough about the chicken. But I'll have my pattern page linked down below, and that will have the link to the pattern. It was a paid for pattern. I think it was $5. But there is also a video that was very helpful for some parts of the chicken. Okay, we're on to whips now. Whip number 1. Decided to get out my Doctor Who bag from Stitching Plaza. Coffee's gonna get dumped if it's sitting right there. Okay. I decided to cast on my Yarnable for January. And this is How Time Flies. I showed this last week. I hope everybody's gotten it. If you haven't, look away. Sorry if I spoiled the name for you. All right, here we go. I'm going to show it. I don't have much done, but I have some. And that is a Progress Keeper from Twin Mountain Handcrafts, a little snowman. If you're curious about my markers, I will link a video down below. Use them to count my rows. that's all I got. 20 rows and a cuff, or 25 rows and a cuff. I love it. It's got burgundy, teal, and like brown. Love it. These are probably going to be for me. I've made, I think my past 4 sock whips have been gifts, so I've decided to treat myself. And I want to knit these the month I'm getting them in. So far I'm doing very well with that. My freckled whimsy ones, I don't know yet. The Christmas one I'm going to put in my stash. The other ones I'm not sure about. I might just want to keep focusing on my gift knits. We'll see. Or pick out something that's been living in my stash for a long time. And that's it. I just have the one sock done. I did go ahead and split it into 2 cakes. So when I get to a point where I want to, like I'm getting close to getting the first sock done, I like to go ahead and just cast on the second and just go from there, so I don't have, so then I'm just ready for the second sock. All right, I'm going to show you my shawl. I don't have a lot done, but I'm going to show you anyway. This is Fate's Thread Mario bag. This is the Marled Magic Shawl. I didn't work on this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then I got it out on Monday. I think I did 12 rows, and then I got excited with the chicken. Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday I'm like, nope, I'm not gonna. Thursday I'm like, I want to work on socks. So maybe today I'll get this out. I'm conflicted, guys. All right, I love this thing. I do not like seed stitch whatsoever. I think it's keeping me from working on it, honestly, because it hurts my hands like crazy. There is 2 sections in the shawl that is seed stitch. The second section is like a triangle and it decreases. So it's not, this section is wide, so I don't know. Do I just power through it and do it and just not worry about, I mean, I would love to finish this next month, but I don't know. Or I was contemplating the second seed stitch, just doing garter. Just doing a marled garter. A fading marl, I think that's what it called for, but. So I do have my stitch marker. So that's how much I got done in one day. I think that's 3 repeats. I got cords everywhere. I love this thing and I want to work on it. It just hurts. It hurts. It's probably because I'm a tight knitter. That's also Twin Mountain Handcrafts. That's Stuart. The shocked little monster. That was a Halloween one. So here we are. Not much compared to last week, but I'm hoping this week that I get a little bit more done. And maybe I will set the goal for finishing this section this week. So after this section, it's brioche. Ooh. But it's not like 2-color brioche. It's just you're marling. I think you keep 1 color and then you like this section. I don't know what he calls it. You keep 1 color and then you use a second color and speckle it. So I don't know if I'm not working on it because it either hurts my hands or I am really worried about the brioche section. Because if you don't do the brioche, he says continue doing seed stitch, and oh my, I don't want to do that. I am weaving my ends as I go for this section. So, yep, this is the Marled Magic Shawl by Stephen West. This is one of his MKALs. Maybe I just need to stop pressuring myself. I said I wanted to knit more, and this is 1 more than I had last year. So I'm not sure like how many more repeats I have, but I don't know, I might go back to purple, ended purple, because I have a couple creams and dark grays. It's gonna go cream and grays and dark grays, and then maybe I'll go back to purples. We'll see. Oh, I do love it though. Any tips for seed stitch? It's like I don't want to hurt my hands because then I can't knit. Then I have a hard time knitting the rest of the day, and it's like, owie. Maybe I'll just have to do a couple repeats a day. This was 3 repeats, which is 12 rows, I think. I think it's a 4 stitch repeat. I don't know. It's been a while since I've looked at the pattern. So I'm still chugging along on that. Love it. I'm using all scraps, obviously. All right. I just realized I have a lot of Scrappy projects this time. The chicken, the socks, the shawl, the blanket. I am the Scrappy knitter. Scrappy knitting queen. I should have had that mug today. That's okay. So this is my Cozy Memories blanket by Kemperay. This is, I'm changing this into DK, a DK weight. I'm using a US 4, looking at my notes, 3.5 millimeter. I'm still doing the 20, actually the pattern's different. I'm doing 20 by 20 stitches, which is what I did for my fingering weight one. Yeah, and that's it. I'm following the same pattern. I don't remember how many squares I did this week. Did I work on this? I guess we will find out. Pretty sure I did. I think I worked on this on Scrappy Sunday. Yep, I did 3 squares. All right. And I think I am done, like this way. There's the first square, there's the last square. It's gonna stretch. It's gonna be heavy. This is 12 squares. I think I decided 12 squares is enough. So I'm gonna start a new row. I haven't measured it. I just kind of like laid it on my lap in my chair and I'm like, yep, I have a good, you know, 6 inches on each side. That looks good enough for me. So here's this one square I got done. That's a Hue Loco one. That was in the glow stick collection. I don't know which one. Or what the colorway name. And these ones I had no idea. These might have been. This one is a Leading Man Fiber Arts. That was scraps from my green Penguono. I think this middle one was a row 1 mini. Yay, love this. I'm definitely gonna work on this weekend. So yeah, I'm gonna do 12 squares wide. I don't know how long I'm gonna make it until it's big enough. I'm gonna weave my ends in when I start doing my second row. When I do these 2 squares here, this one and this one, I will weave them in. What else? What else? I do have a project page for this listed down below. I explain how I do my little V's so it's easier to pick up my stitches. That's not in the pattern. I feel like there was something else I was gonna say. Oh, how many grams per square? When I did my first one, it was 7.7 grams. So I'm trying to make sure that when I grab a scrap, it's like 10, somewhere between 10 and 8 grams. This one was a row 1 mini, so I did have extra. And I was a silly. I still have to fix this. When I weaved in my ends, I wove it in on the front. So I need to rip that back and poke it through the other side and weave it in. Because we can't have that on the outside. But I'll do that when I come back and do those squares. So, yep, I got 3 squares done. Love it. And this is so squishy, you guys. You want to squish it? Squish it. Oh, it's so squishy. If you guys are making one, you know how squishy it is. I'm using signature needles for this. They are no longer in business, but I have the Signature Straits boars. Absolutely love these for this project. I'm really sad that they're out of business. They're pricey, but they're straight ones. Their straight needles were the best. So I hope I never lose them. I would be very, very sad. So my blanket's living in here for right now. As it gets bigger, this will just be the bag for the scraps. This is a Delaque snap bag. I believe this was a gift, but I believe Amy got it on the Jimmy Beans website, I think. I got my scissors clipped in there. My snips. All right, that is all of my whips. Oh, and my foot really fell asleep. Okay, now we're gonna do, let's do my happy mail, my gifts, and then we'll talk about life stuff and reading and watching in case you don't wanna stick around for that. So I got some late Christmas gifts. Lindsay from Lazy Lemon Creations got me some things. I'm gonna try not to crinkle so much, but she got me a big bag of scraps. I think that's all Nitpicks Felici, except for that one. That one looks like Dove Heather. She got me some scraps. She is not a scrappy knitter, so she's like, I don't know what to do with these. So she sends them to me, and I will use them for something. She got me a pen and a chapstick. And I thought this was cool. It's a pickle. It's a gauge. I think it's from Twin Mountain Handcrafts, but I can't swear to it. I'm tempted to put this on the Christmas tree and use it as an ornament. Because I don't usually use these gauges that much, but I think it would be cool as an ornament for the tree. Because you know they have those ornaments that's a pickle and you put it on the tree and whoever finds it gets a gift or something like that. Is that how that tradition goes? I don't do that, but I think I might do that. Stick it on the tree. Love it. And then she got me this yarn. Oh my goodness. This is Mama Jess Knits. Never used this yarn before. And she knows I love green. And this is a Christmas colorway, Merriment. So I'm going to save this and knit it for Christmas. So I have some Christmas yarn and then a little avocado stitch marker. I bet she put it on there. I don't think it came with the yarn, but love it. Oh, it's good. This is 75/25. Superwash merino nylon. Oh, it's beautiful. I love it. Those green speckles. So that is that. Thank you, Lindsay. She also has a podcast, Lazy Lemons Creations, on YouTube. All right, and this person, I thought her name was Stephanie, and now I'm reading it, and I don't think it's Stephanie. And now I'm embarrassed. Stephie. Is that just a, do you say Stephanie and just, or is it Steffi? I don't know. You know who you are. Sorry about that. She contacted me on Instagram saying, I have this yarn. Do you want it? I'm like, sure. And then she sent a whole bunch of stuff with it. I thought I was just getting one skein of yarn. Spoiled me rotten. All right, here we go. Oh, look at this. I might save this for a shawl because look at this green. It's glorious. Fangirl Fibers, never used her yarn before. Stink, Stank, Stunk, and Whoville. I think this one had a mini with it, but she took it out because it's pink. Excuse me, but oh, look at this. This is 80/20. Yep, Superwash Merino Nylon. So yeah, I might save this for a shawl. Maybe a Stephen West shawl. I mean, it's just a tonal green. Tonal bright green. Oh, beautiful. So that one might be a shawl because plain green socks would be kind of boring. So we'll save that. And then Sinful Yarn Co. I've heard of them, but did not. I've never knit with this one either. Oh, it's beautiful. She knows I like green. She sent me all green yarn. All right, this is called Bruno. This is 85 Superwash Merino, 15% nylon. Oh, I do love that base. I'm not sure what I'm gonna do with this either. This would be beautiful socks. for me. Yes, there's some teals in there. There's Bruno. There's the tag, Simple Yarn Co. Never used their yarn before. Beautiful. And then this is another, I've heard of them. I've never used their yarn. Arcane Fiberworks. Is that how you say that? This was a February sock club. Get your frog on. Oh my word. I didn't even see what the... I didn't even read what the colorway was. I was like, ooh, pretty green yarn. Get your frog on. Love it. This is... It says 80... It says 80-20, but... Wow, that feels... That does not feel like 80-20 to me. It feels like 75-25 or 85-15. Kind of like this one. Whatever. I love it. Look how green it is. It's green and beautiful. So, I don't know. Shawl. Socks. No idea. It will live in my stash. And also, this was a rule for my grams in and grams out last year. Like, in the middle of the year, I'm like, new rule. Gift yarn doesn't count. But since we're starting 2024, gift yarn does not count, because I am keeping track of how much yarn I am buying, not how much yarn is coming into my stash. That makes sense. It probably doesn't make sense, but it makes sense to me. Oh, look at all these beautiful green yarns. Beautiful. So thank you. Oh wait, there's more. I forgot. This was the yarn. There's more. This, I'm so excited for this. She must have got the Fangirl Club and she gave it all to me, and I feel kind of bad because, I mean, look at that stitch marker. She knows I like the Grinch. And then there's some rings up here. Oh my word, I'm gonna use him next year on Christmas socks. It's kind of like, oh, it's after Christmas. Oh, I want to use it, but it's after Christmas. We'll see. Maybe I'll just use it anyway. And then the bag. I'm sure the bag came with it. Merry Grinchmas. Oh my. I love it. Look at that. It's so cute. All right, so that's all of it. So thank you, Stephanie. I'm sorry. I feel bad. I thought it was Stephanie, and then I reread your note, and I'm like, that's not how you spell Stephanie. Oops. She is a big fan. I'm sure Lindsay is a big fan too. So thank you, ladies, for the goodies that doesn't count towards stash. All right, that is all the yarny stuff. So if you're not here for my rambling, I will see you next week. If you are still knitting and you want to keep knitting, then I will talk some more. All right, reading and watching. Reading is the same thing. A Court of Mist and Fury. I think I need to, I'm reading that on my Kindle. Maybe I'll just keep that on my Kindle and I'll switch to audiobooks, because a lot of the stuff that I was knitting this week, I have to like look at it and I have to focus on it, like the chicken. I couldn't read the chicken. No way. So I think I need to find an audiobook and listen to a little bit of it while I'm knitting, because I think I'm already behind on my reading goal. Go figure. And also, it seems like whenever I do have a chance to read, my kids are either home or my husband's in a meeting and he talks very loud and I can hear his meeting pretty much word for word. And I can't read when there's people talking. I can't focus on words and, you know, my sensory. Yeah. It's either that or I did purchase some earplugs because my husband snores so loud. This is a little tangent. So I could put my earplugs in and read while he's in meetings, but I used them last night. For the first time, I got the Loop brand. They're gonna take some while to get used to. I've tried earplugs, past ones in the past, and they hurt so bad. These ones hurt a little bit, but I think it's just because I lay on my side, so I'm putting pressure on my, on my ear. And so I think that's why it bothered me just a little bit. It wasn't horrible, but so I think I just have to get some, adjustment to wearing them. I slept pretty good from like the time I went to bed to like 4 a.m. Usually 4 a.m. is my wake up time. I do not get out of bed, but my brain decides that it's time to wake up. So from there to there, I slept good. So maybe they are helping. So I'm going to try it out again. About 4 o'clock when I woke up, I took them out because they were irritating me. So we're going to try it again. We're going to keep trying it. I want to see if I can, they don't block out totally everything, but enough for, I didn't think I heard my husband snoring. I'm pretty sure he did, but. So I was afraid that I'm not going to hear the alarm go off. So, which is why I'm going to try them this weekend and Monday, because the kids don't have school on Monday. To wear them the whole night and see if I can hear the alarm go off. If I can't, then I'm going to either A, crank up the alarm, or it'll just keep playing and my husband will hear it and maybe like poke me and wake me up. We have it set to radio station. I can't do that blaring beep beep beep, can't do it. So yeah, at 4 I unplugged them, or I took them out of my ears, so I did hear the alarm this morning, but I was gonna try to fall to sleep in today, but I got up at 6:30. I'm like, I have laundry to do, I have a podcast to record, I need to get a move on. So I don't know where I was going with that. I got some earplugs. Oh, I was talking about reading and meetings and all that stuff. Okay. Watching. My husband and I finished 6 Feet Under season 2. Of course, there's a big cliffhanger, and then my husband's like, let's watch something else. And I'm like, I want to keep watching it. So we started watching The Witcher Blood Origins. It's only 4 episodes. I don't know if there's going to be any more seasons or if it's just like a mini series, one and done type thing, but if there is any more, I don't think I'm going to watch it. It's not the same without Henry. Is it Cavill? Man, I'm so sad that he's not going to be in it anymore. It still upsets me. But anyway, he's not in it, so it's more of like the prequel of The Witcher, but it's okay. That's on Netflix. Both of those are on Netflix. On Tubi, I'm watching Doctor Who, of course. Still, if you've been watching for a while. Tubi has all of the Doctors 1 through 7, I think. These are the old ones. And I've always wanted to watch all of them, so that's what I've been doing. Every morning I'm watching like anywhere between 4 to 6 episodes a day because I really want to finish them and I'm enjoying it. And I don't know how long they're going to be on Tubi, and I don't want to get halfway through and they go poof, gone. I'm assuming they'll probably be on there for at least a year, but I don't know how their contracts work. So I finished season 7 and I'm now on season 8. This is the 3rd Doctor. Yeah, and we're in color now, so that's exciting. I think this is like early 70s. It has a 70s vibe. Probably like 70 or 71. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up, but that's the TV shows. And we watched a couple movies. Excuse me. We watched Rebel Moon, which is on Netflix. I didn't like it. There's supposed to be a part 2. Well, I don't know, we might watch it, but I'm going to be knitting a lot. I'm not going to really be watching it. I'll be listening to it. And then on Tubi, I think this one was on Tubi. I don't know. Dial M for Murder. This one was in 1954. Oh, what movie was this? Albert. Was it Albert? Is it Albert Hitchcock? I don't know. I don't think that's right. Alfred? It's either Albert or Alfred. I think it's Alfred. Hitchcock movie. It was okay. Not my favorite, but it was alright. And that's all the reading and watching. Alright, life stuff real fast. I can't believe I've been sitting here for 45 minutes. Oh my word. 9:43. My kids are like, hurry up, Mom. We want to watch Doctor Who. I'll be quick. 45 minutes. I had a feeling I was going to be a long episode because I had lots to talk about. So, life stuff real fast. Winter decided to show up. On Tuesday, we got, it said 5 inches, but I don't think it was 5 inches. Either the ground was still warm and it melted, or it was like very wet, heavy snow. I would say it was probably 3 inches. The weatherman said it was 5. I don't know. It doesn't matter. But I had to shovel. Yeah, this is Tuesday. The kids had school on Tuesday. Yeah. And now we're getting more snow. Probably gonna, whenever it starts snowing, it's probably not gonna stop until maybe Sunday morning. It's probably gonna be one of those snows where it's like really, really heavy and then it lights up. And then it gets really, really heavy again and then it lightens up a little bit. So, yeah. I think the weather prediction was 5 to 9 inches, maybe 10. So I'm not looking forward to that. I'm hoping my husband will shovel because that's too much snow for me. That wet, heavy stuff, I am still sore from that. And that was like Wednesday morning when I shoveled. Yeah. So I got groceries on Wednesday, so I am all stocked up. I have all my stuff, all my food. We have enough milk and bread and all that good stuff. I'm gonna make chili this weekend. Chili's my favorite. So yeah, I'm gonna make that tomorrow and we'll have enough probably for 3 days. So I'm gonna sit inside. I'm not leaving my house for probably 3 or 4 days. Yeah, I'm gonna knit. I'm so excited. I'm gonna get lots of knitting done. I hope. A lot of the times when all of my kids and husband are home, I don't get a lot of knitting done, and I don't know why, because I'm still at home. I'm still knitting. I'm not going out doing errands. I mean, sometimes we are, but I don't know. So that is that. Yeah, I think that's it. Just weather stuff. Nothing else is going on. So goals for this week, I don't know. You know, I said I wanted to finish section 2 of that shawl, but maybe it will get done. Yeah, I really had a squirrel moment with that chicken. I just wanted to, we're going to show her again because, I mean, she's a little wonky. Her head's a little crooked. It's okay. I'm a chicken. And she's like the perfect, like football size. Just hold her like this. So yeah, I don't know what else I'm gonna do. Once I finish those yarnable socks, I'll probably knit a pair of socks for my mom. I have another West Yorkshire spinners, that blue Silent Night color that she loves so much. I have that colorway and I have an opal one. I haven't decided what I'm gonna cast on. Kind of tempted to do the opal since I already did a West Yorkshire spinners, but we'll wait and see how I feel. Yeah, so I have a feeling I'm only gonna have one finished object next week. We can count section 2 as one object, right? I don't know. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I don't really have anything else. I'm just rambling. All right. We will end this here. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, put them right down there. And hopefully I will see you next week. Say bye. Bye.